exciting.
So this is the semifinal 2v2v2 for the community organized tournament this weekend. Each of these pairings is people who were just kind of placed together. It's not like fixed teams for the duration of the tournament. And should be an exciting match. It's a very small planet, so that will cause a lot of early conflict and be pretty exciting.
Yep, 650 radius with 3 teams of 2. It's going to be pretty exciting. Obviously it's a moon as well, so there's very little obstructions. So we want to get this action done nice and quick. It's getting late in the tournament. It's been going on for a while. And the winner of this will go to the final. And there's a cash prize for first place. Oh, right, in this game.
So
Right, taking a look at the situations, every single team has spawned apart. Team White is pretty nice and close. Team Black is also nice and close, and Team Purple is in a bit of a bad situation. One of their players is in a very nice situation, but the Team Purple at the top doesn't have too many mechs, and I'm guessing that this guy's a little bit vulnerable, really.
yeah, they're quite a bit further apart than, say, White or Black, but it should be interesting to see, if they notice and how they capitalize on that. There's if you look between the spawns, like where are the places of conflict going to occur most likely? You can see near the South Pole. That's between White and Black. That's not very interesting. So expect Black will take that expansion, and then maybe they'll start to run into each other pretty soon. If you go to the north of that, then you'll see. I guess everywhere is north of the South Pole, but between Purple and White, you'll see that there's actually quite a great deal there, and between the near South Pole, Purple and Black. Both of those look like kind of juicy spots that may involve a lot of conflict. And Purple already has his first scout out and immediately flies over and discovers Black.
Yeah, that's very useful intel to have early on. I think if we look at the Purple player that's towards the south, he is basically in the thick of it. He's got a brilliant position with tons of mechs around him, but that also means he's going to be very vulnerable to attacks, particularly from Black and possibly from White as well. So although he's in a good position, it makes him a big target, because that is one of it's the strongest area of metal on the map. So it's really going to be a strategic point for all of the teams to try and take.
Yeah, and with uncanny accuracy, he flew over Black's base, White's, and then both of White's bases. So he knows where almost every spawn is at this point. There's really only this one last.
He should probably be communicating with his teammate.
Hopefully so. He's about to discover the other Black base, so now he knows where everybody is. Black is sending out some docks now right away. A little bit of map control there. He's he's crossing the South Pole. He may run into the to White's base.
Yep, he's going to get some scouting until there. All the players getting out their bot factories and air factories, just beginning that initial thing. We see actually a anti-air going up from Team Grey just as Black goes through that scamper.
Yeah, he's firing on it, but it doesn't look like he's noticed it yet because he didn't stop to finish it off. Oh, he's noticed it now and he's moving in.
He does notice it.
He may get some fabric kills. Should be a huge advantage this early.
And he's going to finish the anti-air turret just in time. If he repairs those engineers, nice. So he manages to save those engineers. That's pretty lucky for him.
That was very lucky for White. Or talented.
Black is actually sending a lot of scampers through all of the mechs paths up towards the North Pole, so he's got scouting intel that these areas aren't taken. I think Black's in a very solid position to take the area to the north of the North Black player, and then the other guy can put pressure on Purple.
Purple's also got some map control going with a couple docks near the North Pole and around his base. White is almost to the North Pole to discover Purple's base with the docks.
Yep, he's about to walk in there. And things will start kicking off pretty soon as we start to see scampers being produced a little bit quicker. Everyone has now just about got scouting intel about what's going on. That scamper now walks into the Purple base at the North Pole. Black also scouting the Purple base at the same time.
Yep, Purple commander just take him out with the commander. Black has just scouted with his aircraft on the White.
Purple player at the south is being put under a bit of pressure from white as that scamper gets in, but he's also producing quite a few bot factories here, so he's going to get out units pretty quick and may well find that that will help him defend pretty easily.
Yeah, there's quite a few units there by black at that base. So that pressure may be coming in pretty soon. He should be able to see that with his radar, though, so he may have good vision and kind of knows what's up.
Yeah, black seems to be in a very solid position at the moment, not really being attacked by anyone, got some decent areas they can expand to, but purple being put under pressure a little bit from black. It looks like black may make a move soon, and it depends whether white decides to go for that area, really.
The other purple base, he's built a tower with several walls around it, good defensive position on at least on that one side of the base, so he may be hoping to just turtle up on that base. If you really look at the space, the distance from the North Pole where the purple player is to the other players, there's actually quite a bit more distance around that base, so it's a little bit safer, and that may help him have a better chance of defending. The attacks from black is coming in on the purple base, though, right now.
Yep, scampers coming through. It's going to be seen by the radar. We see the commander moving in to intercept as well. Some scampers beginning to catch up. Even more bot factories being built there. So he's going to get up a lot of production at that base. And I think that's a wise idea. Let the guy at the top turtle up a little bit. Let the guy at the south get up a whole load of bot factories to defend against the inevitable attacks coming in.
Yep, takes out 2 metal extractors. That's a pretty big win right there. Take a little bit of time to get those reestablished. Purple now bringing in quite a few of his own bots, but black's following up. He's taken out that missile turret, and now he might make another raid on some more metal extractors. He's a bit outnumbered here. I don't think he's going to win this this bot fight.
Both players microing their forces left and right, trying to dodge these shots from these scampers. And more black scampers coming over on the right-hand side of purple's base, just getting absolutely creamed by the commander there. Losing out pretty heavily for black at the moment. I think he either needs to move his commander in or get some more scouting intel, really.
Yeah, I think black wanted to move around the fight to the south as to draw the units there and then hit some of the energy up there or whatever he might have been able to find. But I think he kind of mismicroed it and got cut off by the commander. Kind of a buildup of forces from white. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, if we look at the other black base, he's got a lot of bots that can do a lot of damage as soon as he starts moving them out, and white has not been in much confrontation yet, but doesn't seem to have too many units. He's sending them out now, though, in towards the black player.
Yeah, there's some going in each direction.
This is actually pretty good for purple. This is very good for purple, because white may start 2 simultaneous fights with both black players, and cause purple to have some breathing space.
Yeah.
That's exactly what Orb is saying.
Exactly. That is funny. A little strategic diplomacy going on in the middle of the PA battle. Commander coming out of black's base to attack white.
Very much part of the game.
Yeah. Quite a few.
Scampers. This is very much. It's very much part of the game. That little bit of strategy where you actually try and manipulate your opponents into attacking different people. So I think that's quite an important part of FFA strategy.
Declares a 2-minute piece. That's pretty wise way to follow up on that strategy. Black has, of course, he's motivated in turn because he's being attacked by white right now, being raided up near the base that he's got close to purple near the South Pole. But he does have quite a few bots that he's bringing from his other base and within that base. Between those 2 sets of units, he should be able to clean this up pretty easily, and he may even counterattack.
I'm guessing you're not getting jerkiness right now, are you?
No, not at all.
Oh my god. White is going for T2, which is very nice. 4 engineers building that, so it will be up pretty quickly.
The pelter exchange between black and purple has started. Black has 2 pelters up, so I think he's likely to win that round right now. Yeah, that pelter goes down. So that's going to put purple a little bit more on the defensive because he's going to maybe have to pull back a little bit. And he's complaining about the supposed peace with the pelters doing their work.
His other purple teammate, though, beginning to expand his borders, moving south towards this defensive line of walls built by white. And white is going to pull ahead if they don't get into too many confrontations now. Black also going for T2, 2 engineers building that.
Yeah, that'll take quite a bit of time.
Coming out from purple.
White also has a T2 down near their South Pole base, being worked on by 5 fabbers, so that's actually quite a bit faster.
And it's going to be finished pretty soon as well. But I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing some T2 air coming out from purple. In the previous games, a lot of this comes down to building T2 air and using that to your advantage.
Did you see a tiered fabricator from purple? Air fabber?
But he's built, there we go, there's a fabricator. There's a fabricator being built by purple. So he'll probably move on to a T2 air very soon.
Yeah, there it is.
A little bit of scouting there from black. Combat fabbers being built by the purple base at the south. There's 7 there already. So it'll be interesting to see what he does with that. He might be moving in with his commander.
Combat fabbers have been a great addition. They really allow your army to have a little bit more sustain, but they do have quite a penalty on the energy production because they use quite a bit more energy than your normal fabricator.
Yeah, they are very expensive in terms of energy, and early game particularly, it will really screw you over. The T2 ones, however, are pretty energy efficient. I think it's like 125 power instead of 100, so it's actually pretty efficient.
Yeah. Black's pelters have now taken out the turret that was surrounded by walls, so he's going to feel quite a bit better about that. He can move in, and eventually those walls will just get eliminated on their own.
And black making a big move with a lot of scampers to the right hand side of purple's base at the moment.
And the commander moving out from black's base, which could indicate a much bigger attack. No, he's just grabbing some metal.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he wants to be using his commander.
And we've got the advanced air factory being built by purple now. It's got the air fabber and 4 other fabrication bots working on that, so it's about 40% done, so it won't be that long. And a big conflict between black and purple. The commander's right in the middle of it.
Pretty risky. He has the combat fabbers with him. As long as he has the eco, he'll be okay.
He won that pretty decisively.
And black's commander now walking into the jaws of death here, as those bots can run straight in and chase that commander down. He needs to be very careful and get out of there. Those bots can still catch him.
He's coming in with an inferno, which will help a bit. Oh, that one's gone. Black's commander is really in trouble here. He is out. That is the first commander death.
Terrible. Nice win for purple there. He makes sure that black overextends and completely takes him out. It was a good move getting the commander to tank all of that damage.
Yeah, and now black is trying to counterattack.
T2 air factory out. So Team White has T2 air factory out, working on the second with lots of engineers on it as well. So Team White really staying nice and cautious is going to pull ahead in this game.
White has 2 advanced bot factories as well, so that should really, you should start to see their economy skyrocket as they start to build these tier 2 economies. They're working on their 3rd power plant, and they're starting to build the advanced metal extractors. White has a big attack near the South Pole going in towards black's base right now. It includes a bunch of T2 bots as well as the basic docks, and in response he's only got the regular bots, so this is, you know, maybe a little bit one-sided. They're coming in all one.
Yep, he's gonna
all lined up. You know, he really ought to cluster those up a little bit more if he's going to actually hit conflict with those other bots.
And so black actually being pushed back. If purple gets some time to breathe, then I think getting out that T2R will help him. They've got a whole load of laser turrets in their base now, so they're relatively secure against any incoming units.
White's raid is penetrated well into the black base now. They're right in the center of everything, and they're really just devastating this base near the South Pole. There's 3 metal extractors, 4 metal extractors, a factory, 2 factories, energy now, just quite a bit of damage going in.
I am still frozen. I can't even see what's happening.
Alright.
And now they're in the middle of his base.
Well, there's a huge black counterattack in White's base as well, also near the South Pole. Quite a swarm of bots. The White commander's right there. He could be in trouble, but the White's bringing in some Tier 2 bombers. The first carpet bomb misses completely. The walls are really helping the commander at this point. He really ought to Uber Cannon to take out a bunch of those bots, but I haven't seen it go off yet.
I think he needs to get that commander out of there sharp.
He's got quite a bit of bots coming from nearby that could help out, but they're actually moving away. That commander is gone, so that's another commander down. One for black and one for white now. He had the Tier 2 bombers, but he just didn't quite manage to get them in there to do the damage. In the process, he lost that Tier 2 factory, but he does have another one nearby. There now, White has 4 advanced air factories up. They're all fabricating bombers, so that Tier 2 air phase that you mentioned before was definitely coming into play now. Purple has, near the South Pole, has 2 advanced air factories working and a third one on the way. He's actually built quite a few of the Peregrine, which are the fighters, so they can just shoot down those bombers. So there's going to be a definite struggle for air supremacy, and he's also got a bunch of Tier 1 air ready to go. So purple may be okay versus the bombing raids. Black's base, original base there where the commander died, not really being built up again. All the metal extractors are still shot down. Or are those shot down? Yeah, several of them are still shot down. So he has an opportunity to grab those again, and he's really just building a kind of a new proxy near his other main base. Second,
he is rebuilding those with 2 engineers there, and we do actually see he's building some flak in the other black base as well as those T2 mechs.
Yeah, those flak towers are really chew through yeah, he's got several flak cannons already up in his black base, so they really go through the air quite effectively. So that is a very good precaution in a game that's expected to go into the Tier 2 air. Quite a bit of army built up by purple.
They've got some breathing space now.
Yep, go ahead.
Yeah, a little bit of breathing space so they can build a bit more. They've got a whole load of Peregrines out, so they're not too much at risk from that T2 air. And black is getting the short end of the stick here.
Yeah, black looks like he's in kind of bad shape. Overall, quite a bit of map control for black actually, but purple has spread out very well and just about connected their bases. It turned out that between their bases they didn't really have much in the way of metal extractors to fight over, so it meant that they weren't going to get split from each other that badly. So even though the spawns looked bad at the beginning of the game, it looks like they're doing a little bit better now. Just doing a survey of the armies, there's quite a big army here by white. Purple is actually coming in to invade white. Let's see how this goes. Getting some bombing runs done. Really cut a big portion out of the bots that were sitting there, but then the white army comes up to intercept and kind of chases them away. Are you all up to speed there, Zaphod?
Kind of. It keeps freezing. It was doing this earlier, but it seems to only be happening to some people.
Oh, a big raid by White's air onto the purple army. Really just took out almost all of his anti-air, so that was a big win for him. He comes through with a couple bombers and he just chases down a big chunk of that bot army. So, purple's standing army actually was cut way down by that raid. And looking at his other base, he does have another kind of army building there, but it's It's all kind of scattered around his base. It's all grouped up next to each factory. Taking a survey of Black's army, Black has built up a kind of a nice bot death ball there as well, and he's got just a few, like 5 or so tier 2 bots, slammers out already. He's got a stream of them coming from his other base, and he's actually started to build some vehicles. Yeah, he's got quite a few of the pounders, which are the tier 1 regular tanks. White.
So who would you say is ahead right now?
It's a tough call. I still feel like Black is a little bit behind. White has quite a bot death ball and quite a few tier 2 fighters and bombers, so that's very strong. Purple also amassing tier 2. He's got quite a cluster of tier 2 fighters and a few tier 2 bombers, and then a fair set of ground units, but not nearly the size of ground units, or at least the ones he's got are spread out quite a bit. Black has started to wall off a bit.
We also see a nuke being started from Black as well.
Oh, I did not see that.
A well-placed nuke could really turn things around for one of the teams.
Yeah, let's check out that nuke. Okay, that nuke's only at the beginning of being built. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fabricators building that, plus the advanced fabricators. So that'll take some time to finish. A decent-sized standing army of bots collecting in Black's base, and he's also building an orbital factory and another advanced air factory. So he's going to start to get into this air game. You know, it's hard to call who's really ahead here, because if purple and black or purple and white seem a little bit ahead right now, you know, a giant conflict between the two of them could like really diminish their forces, and then Black could come out and take advantage of that and really kind of knock somebody out while they're weak. Though if I recall correctly, purple still has both of his commanders, whereas white and black also only have one. And so when it comes to what it takes to finish them off, it's going to be harder to wipe out purple, just because they have more commanders to spare.
Interestingly, white has just finished an anti-nuke, and they're building a second nuke launcher. No nukes have been built yet, but they do have that anti-nuke up for a lot of protection. And 2 more anti-nukes going up their second base as well.
Yep, there is a nuclear missile launcher right there in White's base, but it's not even building right now. The anti-nuke has only the one missile in it, so you know, they get out one free. They're building another nuke. White's still building another nuke in the base, or at least another nuclear launcher. I haven't seen them like queue up the actual nuke. Yeah, now the launcher is building one. If it makes you feel any better, my game's stuttering a little bit now too.
Are you streaming right now?
I am.
I'm wondering if I'm saturating my bandwidth, and that's partly why the game's lagging for me.
It could be.
Because do I have to upload much to the server even if I'm not playing?
My client frames per second is 3. Sim is running fine.
Oh, right, okay. So interestingly, white is on the outskirts of black's base, and they have a lot of sniper bots in here.
Yeah, there's quite a build-up between the two of them. I think they're both aware, because there's quite a bit of force building up. If you look, black also has quite a few slammers over there. I think in the latest patch for the public, the sniper bots, their fire rate has gone down a bit, and in come some bombers from white.
And it doesn't matter if they go down, because they're going to drop all their bombs. Oh, absolutely destroyed those bots.
That was a huge win. That was a very nice nice trade for them to get those. And the black brings in their own bombers and also does quite a bit of destruction as well. So that worked out both for similar moves from both of them.
It does damage half-life on some of those sniper bots, but they did still survive because they managed to run out of the way of those bombs.
So Black has a couple satellites in the air right now. They've got an anchor over their base for defense, and then they've got a radar satellite which appears to be moving around. The conflict between White and Black is still going. Black's pulling back a little bit here. I'm not sure what his plan is. He's getting up a Hulkins, which would probably reach the White base. White has fortified quite a bit with a ring of turrets and walls around his base, so it's going to take something pretty strong to crack that. And more anti-nukes going up in White's base as well.
I think we're going to start seeing the nukes come out pretty soon. We actually see White working on 2 nuke launchers, which is great potential for a commander snipe.
That's true. Actually, I see 3 nuke launchers building nukes all in White's base. In a little triangle around the space in the middle of it. So they
Black has started working on their anti-nuke now.
Interestingly enough, I haven't seen a lot of like waves of fighters going out to scout or anything like that to try to gain intel. They're all doing this by just timing, I think. I see a teleporter down and it's open in Purple's base. They just appear to have used that to connect their 2 bases so that they can quickly move units back and forth. That's a pretty smart move given the distance between them. Quite a buildup of Purple Force's Air Force up to the... Well, like, I need my point of reference.
Purple does have a huge amount of peregrines.
Yes, up there, kind of at the equator, actually. That is just a giant volume of anti-air, and they've actually got maybe a dozen bombers as well. So that's a pretty strong force. They're also building anti-nukes in their base. I see 1, 2 being worked on, and a 3rd already done. So the kind of the nuclear phase has happened here. Very interested to see if anybody builds umbrellas or the SXX laser to try to snipe from above. Like, I feel like at this point in the game it could be quite effective way to crack the nut on some of these. White is moving out with some air. Nope, they just moved it out a little bit. They're still just kind of playing footsie with Black here. He's peeled off just a few units to check on the enemy. That Hulkins is still being worked on, but really only 40% done. Kind of a big fight going on here between Black and White. It's running as a bit of a slideshow, so sorry about that. Black bringing out some bombers to try to attack. White may be able to pick them off.
Is ready to meet them.
Yeah. Oh, they just had to back off. That was pretty close. Black almost lost all those bombers, like just in one shot there.
I was very lucky he turned them around, but the Peregrines can't really chase them because they'll run into the anti-air flak and end up losing all the Peregrines anyway.
Yeah. So very kind of static battle lines being set up here. Just gonna go check on Purple's base as well. Units moving through the teleporter. Still got that.
Interestingly, Purple has 2 teleporters in their bases, which they've linked up.
Yep. Looks like it's just a way to move units back and forth quickly, which is practically the definition of a teleporter. But they're just still kind of building up. Purple also getting into the orbital race here a little bit. I think it was Black earlier that had kind of done it. Purple's got some fabricators, orbital fabricators, so it'll be interesting to see, what their plan is with those. Maybe they'll try to build a teleporter at an unusual location and sneak in. Near the South Pole, some more kind of standoff action between White and Black. I'm kind of surprised I haven't seen any more kind of work done on the artillery, which would kind of prevent a standing army from just sitting there like that. There is actually one going on here in black space that Hulkins has got a little bit more attention on it, I think. Nope, those are mostly docks. They've actually got some anti-air tier 1 bots in that space too, so if a bunch of bombers came along, it would actually just knock them out.
We are very much in a Cold War situation here, where it's not necessarily cost effective to be attacking anyone.
Yeah, so they need to kind of find a strategy by which they think they can go in. Big movement in White's base near the South Pole. Not sure if they're just moving forward or actually going to make a run for it. And a nuke goes out of White's base near the South Pole, heading over towards Black. I think it's going to hit an anti-nuke by now, but it depends on how far in the target. You know, sometimes people tend to build anti-nukes into the middle of their base, and if you hit it near the edge, you can actually take out quite a bit. And it did get shot down by the anti-nuke of Black.
Man. A little bit further out, and he would have destroyed all of those units and the air units.
Yeah. It's kind of a good test. Go ahead.
Once you have enough anti-nukes up, it's usually better just to use it against outer defences or against units.
Just looking at this build-up, I'm trying to see if that Hulkins is done yet. Nope, still not done. Quite a bit of orbital up there over black space, but not really doing anything with it. Gang up on White. Very nice little diplomacy. And then you'll inevitably backstab me. Yeah, good point. It's always something to be concerned about. Obviously those guys taking it with a great deal of humor. Purple actually has an opportunity to take some of these metal points between all of them near the equator, but and what do we got going over here? Just a few orbital fighters above. Oh, a giant conflict, White and Black, near the South Pole. It's hard to see what's going on, but there are a lot of air units over. Looks like Black is shooting down some stalled White peregrines that are on the ground, so that is a little bit of an unusual situation.
Oh, that's pretty painful.
Meanwhile, back in White's base, I believe some Black bombers have kind of managed to penetrate in. And that's
quite a few airbots been built by Black.
Yeah. So the invasion force of Black has been shot down, but he actually got in pretty far there using a mix of the bombers and the peregrines.
Looks coming in with a nuke at White.
Yeah, I think that raid might have been targeted at getting an anti-nuke, and so I can't see one in the area. Yep, that one looks like it's going to land.
Oh, that's a pretty nice nuke.
Yeah, that was a big deal. Look at all the metal extractors he got.
T2 power. Destroys the Hulkins as well.
9 different metal extractors. That's a big chunk of metal production there for him to take out of White.
Counter nuke launched by White, presumably back against Black, I think.
Yeah, I didn't see whether he managed to get a raid in there to stop it, but yeah, it's kind of it'll be interesting to see where it goes. Is coming right towards Black's base. Wow. Merid on the Black's team seems to be well aware of the purple forces. The bomber's coming in on the bot army of white, but he takes a lot of it out with his air support. And then the artillery, the nuke is moving way in there. I think that's going to be... It's over the anti-nuke and it hasn't been shot down yet, so I think it's actually going to land. Oh, that was a devastating blow for black. Took out a lot of his standing army, took out his anti-nuke that was working on the replacement, and now the white army is going to come sweeping in.
Purple and white having a bit of an air confrontation here, and purple moving forwards with quite a few bots. In fact, white's base has some T2 power gens completely isolated there.
Yep, that's looks pretty dangerous for white. So the white and black fighting has now allowed purple to come in and really do a lot of damage. Maybe we'll take out enough units to get some additional frame rate.
What FPS are you on at the moment?
I'm at 2. Sim is at 3.5, so it's running at about just a little over 1/3 speed.
3.5.
The sim.
My server's at 20.
No, the sim. Sim only tries to run at 10 frames per second. Just update what's happening in the game every 1/10 of a second. Purple's army continuing to move forward and really deal damage to white's base. I kind of want to go check on the black and white army as well, or conflict. There is some movement. No, white moved into the area where they nuked, but they haven't kind of gone in any further. So the
moving in now though, black is in quite a bit of trouble with those units coming in. But likewise, white is in a whole lot of trouble with those purple units coming straight in, destroying those anti-nukes as well.
Yeah, the kind of point of conflict in the game is really
very nice interception there. The Peregrines managed to take out those T2 bombers, so those units are still going to be there in the field, ready to actually deal a whole load of damage.
Purple's air army is still very large, so it's not clear. I don't know how much flak white has or how reasonable it would be to come in there. And they've got a missile defense tower. Yeah, these are tier 1 missile defense towers. I think white really ought to be building some flak in their base to deal with that army of purples. But they've only got tier 1 air defenses. Really, I kind of feel like purple could just come in there and raid. And I think purple's in there now with the bot army. So this is going to be a giant hole in white's base now.
Nuke coming out from white. I'm not sure if they're going to nuke themselves to try and get rid of those purple units, or whether they're actually going to try and nuke those air units. Would be a very nice move.
Yeah, the nuke is coming through. Oh, if they purple's air units are taking off, think they're going to get away if that was the target. Maybe if they shot behind it. Yep, nope. That was the target, was those that Air Force, and really just no effect at all. I got out of there and saw it coming. Good scouting by purple and good reactions.
Yeah, really good reactions. That's a lot harder than it looks.
So the bot army of purple is still in white's base. They may get this anti-nuke here in a second, which could present another opportunity to nuke the white base. I haven't checked on purple's base to see what kind of nuclear force they've created so far. Just gonna take a quick peek.
White is still dealing devastating damage to black's base, and purple here is quite near the white commander.
Yeah, purple does seem to be quite a bit ahead. They haven't really invested in the nuclear arsenal as far as I can tell. There's one. So I see one in their base right here, a little triangle. Purple's moving.
Hey, I'm up to 3 FPS.
That's great. Really living the high life.
Okay.
looks like this is going to be white coming in and finally taking out purple's army and their base. They did manage to preserve quite a bit of that tier 2 power. I think maybe does that mean that they also backed off of black? No, it does not. White still streaming into black's base. Black in quite a bit of trouble there. They're coming in with black is coming into the side with tier 1 bots versus tier 2, and they're coming in like almost a perfect arc of the white bots, so they should have no trouble taking out those tier 1 bots, and in fact they have just about done so now and really just cleaned them up with minimal damage to their tier 2 army.
Nuke is coming in from purple. I think it might hit an anti-nuke here. Yep, the anti-nuke does manage to take out that nuke.
Yeah, white offering a truce to black. They agree, or at least they purport to agree. Of course, there's no enforcing that. White has no anti-nukes, by the way. So that was kind of a little bit of a tip of the hand there by purple.
So purple is pretty far ahead now, and you can actually see white has decided to walk straight through black's base and then in towards purple.
Yeah, that is an impressive force. I don't really see any anti-air around it, so if purple just brings out any of his air force, he can probably just take that out. I'm a little surprised he's coming in without any kind of anti-air. And here, in fact, do come the bombers. Over the top they go. Big hole in that army.
Yep.
Coming around again for another pass.
At this stage of the game, you can't make any progress with just units.
Yeah, I feel like purple really just has to choose to go get it done. Given the announcement of a truce between black and white, it would probably be a fine time to go ahead and put the pressure on somebody. Purple's running at the edge of their economy because I can see their teleporter flickering in and out. Like, the teleporters don't work when you're out of power, so they may be needing to build some more power. White's rebuild has gone pretty well. They've got several advanced factories coming up. Advanced bot factory, another advanced bot factory, and an advanced air factory. They got a long way to go to catch up with the purple Air Force, and a nuke coming out of white just going over the South Pole or near it, heading towards purple. So probably won't be hitting because I can see that purple has like a good anti-nuke towards the edge of that side of the base, but it's a first step in trying to take down some of the anti-nukes that are there. Let's see how many they've got built there. Actually, only one fully built. The other one almost done. So when this one lands, or gets when this nuke gets taken down, they'll just be finishing a replacement. So he has a little bit. If it goes down now towards the edge of the base, and there it goes, takes it down, and now he will probably finish up that next anti-nuke any second now.
So interestingly, Black Mered is talking about his sneakiness. He's got his commander in Australis above his base, so he can't really be killed
until they move some orbital going on. That is pretty clever, and he's got enough fighters up there to. Somebody has an unkillable bot, he says. Well, purple moving in a massive attack onto black now. Yeah, that is a wave of destruction that I don't really see any hope of black surviving. So the question just then becomes what it will take to, if you can just move on and take out white as well. Given that there's no commander to blow up his army, I think that he'll just erase his base, and then the black will have nowhere to land, or if he does, he'll be starting from basically nothing, and then he'll need to go try to face down white. Once he has a planet to himself, even if the Strayus has the commander up in space, he'll be able to outrace the economy and build enough fighters to go take him out. So that seems like kind of a delay of game 5-yard penalty.
Okay, everyone agrees with me. This game is lame because purple built too many fighters.
Yeah, there's a lot of air units there. That is a ton of fighters.
So I think black's been knocked out here. White is still in it, but in a bad situation.
Yeah, purple hasn't really taken a lot of damage for having to go wipe out black's base. So I think he can probably just move on and finish white after this.
I think this is the sort of time where purple needs to move in with all their air units, really.
Yeah, I think that would be a fine idea. White working on a nuke in their base, about 2/3 done. Working on an anti-nuke.
So I think purple is looking for a solution. He's just going to send all of his air units over the base, which is actually a good move, because not only will you increase the FPS by destroying all your units, but any air units you attack will probably destroy anything on the ground underneath them as well.
Oh, did he just... I think he just area attacked the planet with his air force, and so now they're just spreading over the whole thing like a virus. No, some of them are still back, but he did send out a bunch of them. Yep, that... Black begging for mercy. Some of those are overflying his swarm of Tier 1 bot anti-air, and they're actually doing a pretty good job of taking him down. And they're all next to a flak cannon as well, so it's not a great place for purple to go with his air army, is where black's remaining forces are. And pretty big conflict between white and black. I'd really like to know if they have much in the way of flak cannons here. That is a flak cannon. Yeah, quite a few flak cannons around the edge of white's base, so it's not going to be just a 1A move to like get in there and deal with those deal with white by just sending his whole air force. Well, on this side, he seems to have done exactly that, and he has gotten in pretty far. This one's just a missile defense tower, so maybe he just found the side that wasn't covered by flak. Big fight in the middle of the base with those fighters coming in. They're just clearing the way, I think, for the bombers. This looks like the end.
We do have purple moving in with a whole load of units on the left-hand side of white's base, and according to Aeonsim on my chat, he says that purple has 2,500 units based on PA stats.
That would be quite a few. And really now the purple air superiority has been established. And a nuke launching for white may go over. It looks like it might be a defensive nuke just to kill all those units.
Yeah, it looks like, yeah.
watching it come on in. And just flying past. Yep, coming down now. Gonna get the bulk of them. A few may be left. Yep, a few are still left in there. Gone in far enough, and of course a set of units coming in right behind. So purple will still probably continue to do a lot of damage here, including he just took out that anti-nuke. If he was watching that, he may launch his own nuke.
Nuke's been finished by white. That's ready to launch.
And sure enough, purple launches a nuke, headed down towards white's base, not directly to where we saw. Well, maybe it is. It's just heading purple's base. Gonna miss the South Pole by a little bit. And the bots are just working away on those walls. Looks like a building they were working on was killed by those bombers. White's commander is just sitting right there. I don't know if that nuke's going to hit it or not. It could be pretty close. Commander's full health right now, so it wouldn't kill him. And that nuke comes down right on that factory and takes out a huge chunk of units and fabricators that White had. Does not affect the commander at all. Purple's bots up near White's base, coming past a set of walls. Walls, of course, absorb quite a bit of damage.
Purple has made the switch up to T2 bombers now, not building any more fighters. Certainly doesn't need any more.
And those purple bots are making a beeline for White's commander, so I think they... oh, that's the GG called by Nephilim on the white team, so I think he sees that those bombers may just come in and finish him. And in they come. Giant bombing run. Yep, they get the commander. Yeah, he deleted.
There wasn't enough bombers there to actually take him out.
Well, destroyed or otherwise. You know, you can see Black is making a powerful base here with his deep space radar and his energy units and now his orbital launcher. Obviously, he's just goofing around at this point.
Okay. We're up to 6 FPS.
Yeah, this is a glorious day. I've got like 6 or 7.
We are about to see the greatest comeback in history.
Well, this is all going to come over here, but I think there's actually quite a bit of flak here. Yeah, that flak could really do a number on his Air Force. No anti-nukes at that location, of course, so... yeah, nothing but anti-air at the Black location, so... even if it doesn't get it right away, it is fairly amusing attempt. Yep, they've taken out a couple of those flags. Yeah. Good run by those tier 2 bombers, lined right up on the flak, took them out completely, shuts them down. That's the 2 flak left. I just think he has enough overwhelming force. Flak are strong, but you know what they say, if brute force doesn't work, use more. and the bot's moving in, so pretty soon he's going to realize that the commander must not be on the ground, and realize he has to go jump on the orbital train here. Yeah, if there had been more than one planet, he could have run away and maybe recovered quite a bit.
Yes, but I don't think the FPS would have got any better with another planet and another whole set of units. I have no idea why this game is particularly bad. I guess everyone just built a whole load of units.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. Well, purple building some orbital stuff now, so he's got nothing but all his fabbers working on pumping those guys out. Yeah, I think that Merid should surrender here. Merid refusing to admit defeat. Building the lasers. Yeah, it's going to take a while when the only production he has is his commander when it comes to metal. He's got some solar panels, but are we doing on that? Oh, I got like 6.7, sometimes 8 frames per second, so life is good. And
Purple killed all their units, and it didn't make a knuckle difference.
Yep, he's building an umbrella right underneath his Black's satellites, so
Black's just gonna move.
yep, it's a great sponge migration of 1965.
The umbrellas can't go up quick enough.
Yeah.
My commander's a trooper.
Yep. Oath Alliance finally calls it. Merid actually agrees. Well done.
Yeah, I need to get out of this game because it's giving me a headache.
So, in summary, like Purple, who we thought was in a bit of trouble because of the distance between their initial starting bases, has instead ended up victorious. So the space between them did not turn out to be the biggest problem. A lot of conflict between Purple and Black at the beginning, and then they called a truce. Time goes by. There's quite a bit of fighting. White and Black do end up having quite a bit of conflict between each other, and then Purple comes and sweeps over it after a lot of that fighting has occurred. So really good game, good patience by OrbNet and Trial Q, and I think that is the end. I'm going to exit as well.
Well, we're on to the...
I believe the orbital Fabbers just reclaimed his commander. Like just reclaimed his Astreus in space, so that settles that. He's annihilated.